Hello, friends. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Deborah's Money Journey. Thank you for being here today. I'm getting ready to share my 2025 goal recap, and then I will be sharing my 2026 goals. I want to thank you all for being here. If you're new to my channel, I appreciate you for stopping by. Consider subscribing if you'd like. And for all my returning friends, Happy New Year. Thank you all for being here. You know, I appreciate you all so much. All right, so I'm going to share with you what I plan to do this year with my financial goals. This is financial. This year, I plan to have three sets of goals. I'm going to be discussing my financial goals right now, though. That is what I'm planning to do. But you know how they say mind, body, and soul? So I want to make sure that I am taking care of my temple and I'm eating better. I'm going to do more meal prepping. And I just want to get back healthier, have more energy. So I'm going to be working on that. My second goal, I'm going to be working on my spiritual man. I want to do more meditating on God's word and reading more and just getting closer and closer to God because that is a very, very important goal in my life. So I want to make sure that I do not forget and do not put that one as a priority in my life. And then the last goal is my lifestyle goal, which has to do with how I'm living, what I'm doing with myself, with my time, and my finances is part of my lifestyle goal. So this is where I'm going to be focusing today on this goal. So let's recap right quick what happened in 2025. My goal number one was to save $10,500 for retirement. And if you've been following me, you know I reached this goal. I actually exceeded this goal. So I plan to share my 2025 progress and do my final quarter four update and let you know how much money I saved in each category. That video is coming, but I just want you to know I did reach this goal. Goal number two was to save $5,000 to pay off my car. Guys, I paid my car off in September, and I believe I saved more than 5,000 to be able to do that. But nonetheless, the car is paid off. So that goal was reached. And then my third goal was to save $5,000 for my emergency fund. And I did it. I didn't reach it in the third quarter, but quarter four, I reached the goal. I hit the $5,000 mark. And so this goal is completed. I didn't have a ton of goals. I had three goals, but I also worked on some of my other savings. But these were my priorities, and I succeeded and I accomplished the goals. So I'm very happy that 2025 was a success, and I'm pleased with my progress. All right, guys, so let's go to 2026 and see what's getting ready to happen. So, 2026, I am going to be going through and sharing what I am planning to do this year. Okay, so let's go to my first goal. And this one is a doozy, guys. My first goal is to save $25,000 in my retirement and investing accounts. This is my largest objective for 2026. So it is a lot, but I do want to dedicate this amount to retirement and investing because this is a huge goal of mine financially. And I want to really push myself this year to reach this goal. I mean, I may not do it, but I'm going to try as hard as I can. And I'm going to rely on, the funds that I deposit, my interest, dividends I receive, capital gains funds that I receive. All of that is going to help me get closer to this $25,000 mark. I want to build a solid foundation for my future, ensuring that I'm prepared for long-term needs and that I can take advantage of investment opportunities that arise. So I plan to achieve this through making sure I have automated savings, contributions, and then I want to max out my Roth this year. I have never maxed out a Roth IRA ever, but this year I'm going to work on that. And that means I need to save $8,600 to go to my Roth. And guys, I'm going to do it. I am going to save it and I'm going to finally max out this amount, I'm going to be very excited about it because this is going to be amazing to finally not have to really focus on like student loan debt or car payments, but now I can focus on this, saving and investing and making sure I'm pinpointing what I want to do for these particular goals, and that is to really bulk up my retirement savings. That is what goal number one is all about. So I figure with consistency, like I always say, consistency. And I think that's going to be my word for 2026 because I no, it works for me. So I love the word and I'm going to keep using it. So consistency is my word, and that and discipline is going to be the key to help me reaching this milestone. So wish me luck, guys, on this goal. All right, goal number two. And my goal number two is to save $5,000 in my 1 month ahead new home binder. Now, I just made a video, so please go ahead and watch it. And I highlight how I am going to be saving, how much I'm going to save for my 1 month ahead savings in the new home binder. Now, my goal is $9,000, but I really feel like that's going to be a stretch goal. So I'm going to try for 5,000. If I can get 5,000, I will be very pleased. I will be happy with that number and I will continue to save the next year. But that is my goal. I already have a nice head start this year because I had money that is going to be carrying over when I do my next cash stuffing. So I think I can definitely reach this goal. And it's mainly to create a buffer that covers 1 month's worth of household expenses. The expenses for my mortgage, HOA fees, utilities, and then maybe there's a home maintenance issue. I'll have the funds for that. And it'll give me some peace of mind. That's the important thing. And I will be able to handle any unexpected expenses or situations that pop up. And so I'm really looking forward to this. And I plan to break this goal into manageable monthly targets and track my progress carefully. Like I always do, I will take you along every quarter. I will share with you all what I'm doing, what my numbers look like, what is my progress, and if I'm on track. And if I'm not on track, I'm just going to keep pushing and going because I will work very hard this year to make sure that I'm putting these financial goals in the forefront. All right. And my next goal is to save $500 in my So You Think You Can Save challenge. All you have to do is go to my Ko-fi shop, and this challenge is there, and we're going to start saving together. This is a new goal for me, but I recognize the importance for overall financial success. And, for 2026, I want to encourage and help others to save money with me. Okay. So this challenge is designed to be a fun and collaborative way to build savings habits. My personal goal is 500, but if I do hit this number, trust me, I'm going to keep going. I want to save as much as I can. And I plan to count this money in December. We have to keep saving. The whole point of this challenge is to save the money and put it away, park it somewhere, okay? So that we can say we saved X number of dollars this year and we are encouraging one another to keep going, okay? My personal goal is five, but the real value comes from a growing community of savers who support each other. And that's what this is all about, supporting and encouraging each other, and sharing your strategy. What are you doing to save money? Share those comments when we start working on this. And so I will plan to organize regular check-ins and share resources. I'm going to be doing monthly challenges themed around the So You Think You Can Save challenge because I want to make sure we have plenty of savings resources and challenges so that we can keep saving and going through the year doing that. So I want to keep everybody motivated and accountable at the same time. So make sure you grab this challenge. Make sure you go to my coffee shop. It's linked in my description. And go ahead, let's save together, guys. And my fourth and final goal is to save $3,000 for my travel sinking fund. I have always had a travel sinking fund, and I'll continue to have one. I just usually when I get paid, I do move funds to all of my sinking funds, whether it's $20, whether it's $50, sometimes it's only $5 or $10, but I do it as a habit to make sure that I'm always thinking about all of my other savings funds and that they get a little bit of love too. Okay. So travel is a priority for me this year. And I plan to take 3 to 4 trips, okay, in 2026. I want to go places. So to make these adventures possible without stress, I'm going to be setting this $3,000 goal. Now, in my personal binder, I already have a $600 travel savings challenge that I'm working on. I'm going to keep working on that. And I'm going to include some other challenges around travel so that I can really work towards this $3,000 goal. This will ensure I have resources available to enjoy new experiences and create lasting memories while maintaining my overall financial health. And I'll set aside a portion of my monthly budget. Like I said, I always save money every time I get paid to go towards my sinking funds. And because this is already one of my sinking funds, I will be putting aside funds, but I want to put a little extra this year because I want to go places and do a little traveling. And that'll help pay for things like transportation, lodging, and activities. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I do have some other ongoing financial goals that are just things I do on a regular basis. And that would be making sure I'm always funding my sinking funds, okay? Also, I'm funding my savings accounts. And then I'm working on savings challenges. So every time I get paid, I set aside a certain dollar amount to help me with my savings challenges. So I have some money. It could be, $300, 400, and I just divide that money amongst all of my, categories, and then I will save that money. So I'm still going to work on my melanin binder. I'm going to work on my emergency fund, even though it's not a priority goal. I'm still going to be working on that. My auto maintenance, Christmas, and you name it, whatever else, I'll continue to add those into my mix when it comes to my savings. So I know my goals are ambitious. I already know that, but they do reflect my commitment to my future self with financial security, home stability, budgeting, community engagement, and personal fulfillment. By staying focused, tracking my progress, and encouraging others to save with me, I believe I can achieve these milestones. Let me say it again. I believe I can achieve these milestones and help others along the way. So here's to a year of growth, discipline, and financial success. 2026 is going to be the year. Let me know, what is your financial goal or goals for 2026 and how are you going to achieve them? I always love to engage with everyone who is doing the same thing, setting goals, and then having a plan to reach them. So until next time, thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining me. Happy 2026. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you have a wonderful week and take care, because I will talk to you again in my next video. Bye.